Good evening. Good evening. Thank you all for joining me, and thank you for watching my videos. Thank you, people that watch that shorty of my flooded yard again. Hello, Yoakum. And hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope your horse came in yesterday. I can't get no work done because my yard is flooded. And you all know all the problems I'm having. You know, that's one reason I started a YouTube channel, to try to help you all out. And any problems I have of anything around me, I try to let you all know about them. Everybody should record for your protection. Like, what the hells? They always record, but they don't put everything on YouTube. And, that's what I do. But I'm 70 plus years old with medical problems. And I'm bored. Nothing to do. With 4 heart attacks, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, arthritis, back problems. There's things that I can't do. And, I'm trying my best to bring the content that I like. It'll take me a while to get over 1,000 subscribers, over 4,000 watch hours, and stuff like that. And as I told you, and when I ended the video with Bob Joyce, I showed you my west side of my house where it was flooded. Because I know there's a whole lot of smart people on here. Very smart people who's engineers, lawyers, 5-0. I've talked to people since this been flooding the last 6 years or so when it rains real hard, or for days, that it never did flood until they put I-65 in. Well, I can find out it was done in the 60s, somewhere in the 60s. And as you all engineers knows, when you build interstate highways, you all got to put a ditch in, and maybe a creek, to run the water off of the interstates, stuff like that. That's what the state of Indiana did to where I live in southern Indiana, between the 19 and the 27 mile marker. of I-65. And when any water that runs off of I-65, they got a small pipe underneath the road. They got a ditch. And that ditch, when it rains, it floods the property next to me. Then my yard, like that. And it's the Indiana Department of Highway or NDOT, whatever you want to call it. I'm not smart enough, people, to figure this out. Maybe somebody can talk to the state of Indiana. Like I said, you people here on YouTube knows how to go about it. And I could use probably 10 truckloads of dirt. And I have to have something to spread it out. At least 3 inches of dirt on one I own, maybe an inch or 2 in my front yard. Clean the creek out that the state of Indiana put in the 1960s. And that's how come I want to put it on here. Because I know there's very smart people that's on YouTube, smarter than me. And I'm asking you for your help. That's how come I got my post office box in there. But you can give me ideas. I can't afford an attorney to sue the state of Indiana or the NDOT. It's not in a floodplain. And the creek needs to be cleaned out. They supposed to be working on Interstate 65 somewhere around where I live. Instead of a 4-lane road, it's going to be a 6-lane road. Maybe they're going to have some extra dirt they can dump. But then I got no tractor with a bucket or a backhoe on it to spread it out. And you talking about grass seed or maybe drainage pipes, that they can put in the ground. And but the creek needs to be cleaned out. And I ain't got the money or anything like that. Because that's how come I'm asking you all. You all have helped me out in the past on my LG stove. Hell, Sherry. And I'm getting tired of my yard getting flooded. And the property that's rest of me, up to the west of me, which I don't own, which the guy owns the back 40 up there where the pond is. And I could use some help somehow that any of you people here on YouTube that will watch it later. I can't afford an attorney. I can't buy truckloads of dirt. I don't have a tractor with a bucket on it or a backhoe. I can't afford one of them. I don't have enough subscribers and watch hours to have a sponsor like Kubota Tractor. They're close to me. They're in Salisbury, Indiana, like the Green Machine. But I like Kubota tractor. I know people that has Kubota tractors. I know farmers that got the Green Machine or the International Machine. You know, that's how come, I'm asking for your all's help because you're all very smart people. And I'd say I'm 70 plus years old. I'm not that smart at my old age. There's things that I can't do. Maybe they could put a pipe in like they do along the streets with where the water go in, something, I don't know. I'm not an engineer. Yeah, I love it too, Sherry. That's what Mama Blackie looked like before she went to kitty cat heaven in December. I hope you got your floors all done. You can take a vacation. And that's how come, people. That's what YouTube is about. We're family, not blood family. We're a YouTube family. Grandpas, grandmas, fathers, mothers, nephews, nieces, children. You're my family. And I do give myself some credit. My IQ back over 25 years ago, that before I went on disability, Social Security sent me to about 20 psychiatrists. My IQ of 62, if I remember right, I'm on the border. I'm on the borderline. If you all know what that means. And there's things that I can do. There's things I can't figure out. Just like I'm not good on computers or cell phones. And I wish I was smarter. But, like these new cars, I can't work on them. Give me a 50 or 60 or 70 model, it's no problem. But these new cars got all these fancy sensors, computers, this and that. When I was young, our tailpipes on all cars back there in the 60s, 70s, maybe 80s, was white. Now look at your tailpipe. Your tailpipes ain't white anymore. You good, smart people out there, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not supposed to get upset. I can have a heart attack or a stroke. This flooding is getting me upset. That's how come I'm asking you all to watch it later, tonight or tomorrow. I'm asking for your all's help. Is it an engineer problem? Or what? I'm not an engineer. I wouldn't know how to solve the problem. That's how come I'm asking you all. Because you all people here on YouTube have got thousands, 10,000, 100,000, 800,000. You're smart on your YouTube channel. I wish I could get 5,000 subscribers, over 4,000 watch hours. And, you know, I hate asking for help, you know, because there's, like I say, I can't go out and push a riding lawnmower. I have to use a rider because of my heart condition and my medical problems. I have to use a riding lawnmower. Thanks to you people that has donated by Cash App and PayPal, I got me one. It's not new. It's around 4 to 5 years old. And I want to thank you all for helping me. I want to thank the person or persons that helped me get this laptop. It's not one I wanted, but it's okay. It gets me on YouTube and all this. And, you know, I want to thank you all for helping. I got ice, but my Pepsi Zero's getting low. So I'll probably have to put another can of Pepsi Zero in it. And I just want to thank you all, what you all have done so far. Because God will reward you. Don't give up on God. God hasn't given up on you because you gave up on him. So that's what, you know, I try to put out there. We are YouTube family. And I watch a whole lot of YouTubes. It pops up on my cell phone that I'm not a subscriber to. I'll watch it, then I'd subscribe to them, give them the thumbs up, and make a comment. And, you know, I'm trying to help you out, being honest as I can, because if I'm not honest with your people here on YouTube, God will punish me. And not enough Pepsi Zero is illegal. Hey, it is illegal. Pepsi, people, the problem I'm having, especially when I go to the dollar store up north of my house at 32 Leota Road, Scottsburg, Indiana, they have Pepsis up there, Pepsi Zero, up there by the counter. And they sell quite a bit of those Pepsi Zeros out of the counter. And there's other stuff that Pepsi's out of. I tell you why maybe you can't get some Pepsi products is because Pepsi crazy people, the CEO, which to me I would farm. They closed some places down that made Pepsi stuff. Before they shut them down, they should have made the other Pepsi place where they make other Pepsi products. They should have had them all converted over. This happened all over the United States. Pepsi factories have shut down. And them CEOs of Pepsi should be fired. I don't get paid by Pepsi Zero for advertising Pepsi Zero. And people say, why are you doing that if you're not getting paid? I said, here's why I talk about Pepsi Zero. Because I'm a diabetic. Diabetics cannot have sugar. And Pepsi Zero is better than Diet Pepsi. You look at Diet Pepsi and you see it's still got sugar in it. You know, just like people who drinks coffee, they got those pink packs and blue packs. It's not sugar. It's bad for your health, in my book. I know people that went from Diet Pepsi, went to Zero Pepsi, or the other brands, they went out to zero sugar, you know, because they come up here and listen. And I'm trying my best, people. I'm not, you know, I try to be smart, but I live out in the country on a fixed income. I can't go out like now. It's about 10:28 p.m. and drive the country roads and videotape because everything is dark out here in the country. I'm not like those people in Los Angeles, Bakersfield, California, down there in Florida, in them cities that does live streaming about, you know, car wrecks, fires, police brutality, you know, those things that I can't do at night. When you're in big towns like Bakersfield, Los Angeles, and down there in Florida, you can do it. You got plenty of light and you have good videos. But where I'm at, it's dark. I'm in a hole in the ground. And that's how come every time it rains like it has since Friday, I knew my yard was going to be flooded. I do that to protect myself, to have the paper trails, as you call it, the evidence. And I do blame the state of Indiana. And I'm trying my best. You know, I want to thank you all that does pop in, check it out. You know, like I said, we are a YouTube family. And we help each other out to get our subscribers, get our watch hours. We give each other ideas. You know, hello, Seven. That's what I'm trying to do with, that's what I'm trying to get Pepsi to do. You know, at least 4 to 5, 24 or 36 packs of Pepsi a month. It's cheaper than what they pay to advertise on TV. You know. People, you see 709, I got popped up on my screen there. Go to his YouTube channel. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. He's up in the Providence of Canada. He got some good videos. And I found out things that I didn't know. Either I forgot about the history they taught in school, but what 709 said the other night, one of the night that was, maybe last night, that in their schools in the Providence of Canada, they teach U.S. history of the USA and Canada history, which I think that's pretty nice. God bless them people up there in Canada. And I put, some people won't let you promote their YouTube channels, but I do. If some of them that comes in my chat room, then I can remember. And people, when you get 70 plus years old, your mind slows down a little bit. You forget things. At least I haven't forgot where I live. And I don't forget to feed my kitty cats. If I'm not out of bed by so-and-so time, female Blackie, not this Blackie, because the Blackie is in the bedroom, she has short hair. If I don't get up by a certain time in the morning, that she will get up in my face, take her nose and start meowing and walk over my stomach or something like that. Tell me, Dad, it's time to wake up. I said, let me sleep a little bit longer. At least let me sleep until 10 o'clock. I got nothing to do. And that's what I like. There's nothing for me to do. I don't have a girlfriend. I'm looking. Over 21, skinny. I was watching 5-0 on TV before I came live. That one of the 5-0 cops on Hawaii 5-0, that good-looking lady cop, I like to have somebody that looks like her, skinny and built like her. But it's only a dream. Dreams does come true, people. And they do come true. Don't give up on your dreams. Your kids that's watching this with your parents, you can find a trade school, stay in school, go to college. If you like to fly airplanes, maybe go in the military and be a jet pilot. Or maybe you like to be a helicopter pilot. You can go in the military. You could do that. And maybe become a nurse. It takes a very special person to be a nurse. RM ain't on here yet, but I want you all that watches this video that does sound good, Sherry. And any of you all out there that knows nurses, or you go to a doctor or to a hospital, thank the nurses for their service. They don't get enough of it. It takes a very, very special person to be a nurse. That takes care of sick people, old people, newborn people with heart attacks, you know, in the ER, because the nurses that works in the ER, they see a lot of things that I don't know if I could sleep. I believe it would get to me. It takes a very special person. And if you love animals, cats, dogs, horses, cows, goats, donkeys, maybe you want to become a veterinarian where you could take care of the animals. You know, I watch some videos of people who has farms that got donkeys, stuff like that. They're like kids. You call their name, they come running, this or that. They get jealous just like people, animals does. Even if you live on a farm, you got your favorite cow or goat or rooster or chicken. They know when you feel bad. And I know there's a bunch of animal lovers out there. Since I lost a bunch of kitty cats in December, Mama Blackie, I say she's probably 10 to 15 years old, I guess. I don't know exactly. But I started letting Mama Blackie come in, a little bit at a time. Then I let her stay in all night. And then she stayed in all night. I showed her where the cat box is. She started using the cat box. She would go in the bathroom, get in the bathtub, up on the chair and sleep, or the commode when the seat's down, or she was a good inside cat. She got to be real lovable. I could pick her up and she would sit on my lap, had a motor going 90 miles an hour. And she was in for 2 days because I usually let her out in the morning time after she eats and all that. She was gone for 2 days. It's not uncommon for Mama Blackie to take off for a couple of days and come back home. But when she came back home, I opened the door, she came in, and she was sick. But she did eat some canned cat food, drank some milk, went in the bathroom, got in the clothes basket. You saw John Wayne in some of my videos, maybe up on my lap or on my shoulder. And John Wayne slept right with her until she passed away. She didn't die alone, but I knew she was going to die. So I went out and dug the hole so deep and so wide, and I had a bag to put her in and sprinkled some lime dust on it, and put some dirt and some more lime dust, and all her daughters and grandkids, they followed me right over there to watch their mother and grandmother being buried. And she, like I say, Mama Blackie was a good mama cat. She took care of her grandbabies, caught some birds for them, some mice, some moles, let them get the taste of it. Teach them how to hunt for mice. Because you all live out in the country, you're going to have mice. And it pays you to have a kitty cat in the house because you're going to get mice. Oh, thank you. Thank you, 709, letting us know. And 709, it takes a very special people to do what you do. Thank you. Thank you for what you do in the Providence of Canada. There's some people where I live don't give a hoot. They're there to earn the money and treat people bad. So thank you for your service, 709. And that's what we got to do. Give credit where it's due. And thank the people for what the jobs they do. And you even got nurses that works in burn units. I've seen people burnt from head to toe. I've seen some burnt people that you couldn't tell if it was a person or a dog or a horse. You couldn't tell. Back when I was working for a couple of newspapers in a town where I live in Charlestown, there was a house fire. And the ambulance service was Stewart's ambulance service. And they told me to take pictures on all four sides, let's see. Yeah, four sides. I had to think there. And I did that. And a few times I got sprayed by the fire department. I said, wait a minute. I was asked by one of those ambulance drivers who is a fire marshal, asked me to do that. One of the county detectives showed up. His camera wouldn't work. He asked me if I would come in there and take pictures of the crime scene. They found a person who was dead. And he got the color ones and the black and white ones from the newspaper that I worked for back there then, because his camera wouldn't work back there in those days. And I signed a paper if you want me to testify that those are my pictures, I would. And it had the pictures of all four sides, front, back, and both sides of the house where the fire was. It helped the coroner and the sheriff's department know where everything started. I took pictures of inside the house that showed everything. Did I get sick and throw up? No. But well, 709, God will reward you somehow. And that's what it takes. It's a very special person to take care of people like that. And I want to thank you all. I like what 709 looks like and his wife. I bet it does look like him. I better stop that. The 709's wife might kick my rear end. But it takes a very special person to do that kind of work. You have to be awful strong in your mind. And but let's get back to my flooding problem, people. Is you saw the video I uploaded this morning of my flood. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Not straight 24/7 rain. It rained for a little bit and stopped, then rained and stopped. It started raining last night, Saturday night around midnight. It stopped probably about 12 o'clock, about 12 hours. And I'm not an engineer. I don't know how to fix it. To me, it's Indiana's boo-boo, what you call NDOT. And the people I've talked to that used to own this property, it didn't flood until the 60s when they put I-65 in. It didn't even have a creek in it until the 60s when they put I-65 in. And you all know what I need to do. I'm asking for y'all's help. Maybe you could write NDOT of Indiana, which is Indianapolis, Indiana, and ask them. They could create the problem. I guess I can look it up and send them an email, have a paper trail. But people, I remember growing up, your state, your county, and they used to clean the ditches out on the county roads to keep the ditches clean out. They keep the creek clean out. State highways, they keep them clean out. But they stopped it over 20 years ago. It could be longer than that, maybe 30 years ago. And they seem they don't care about us senior citizens, veterans, young and old people. You got my post office box, people, that you can send me information. You got my email address. Let me know, because that's how the state of Indiana can get in touch with me, is through my post office box. And I want to thank you all, because we're a YouTube family. I wish I could do like other people's YouTube channel, have good content. I could get my 10,000 or 100,000 or 50,000 subscribers, over 4,000 watch hours. I could do that. Sometimes I just wanted to give up, but you people talked me out of it. Some of you helped me out on my LG stove. Called him after I gave you all the reference number. And I was going to do a video on that rotary tiller of me putting dirt in the gas tank. And that's how come I got a Mama Blackie cat on my screen. And you looking at Mama Blackie, or one like her. And that's how she looked. Had that white spot underneath her neck. I miss Mama Blackie. She started coming over to my house when I first bought this house. Then she would bring her babies, and her babies would follow her back home. And and I know you love animals. No one for dog, cats. You all got some kind of pets in your house. And you love them like your kids. That's one I do. My outside and inside cats eat better than I do. I make sure they got the food. And, people, I want to tell you something about moderators, unless you all done found out. Or maybe you just starting your YouTube channel. When you choose a moderator, you got two moderators. You got one and you got two. I will start out moderators number 2. They can't do as much as moderators number 1 or the person that owns their YouTube channel. And as you all, back months ago, I had these 4 or 5 people found out it all was a 13-year-old computer hacker that didn't like ladies being moderators. They put Sherry and Joanne in timeout for 24 hours. Since I didn't have a computer, I couldn't take them off. But they got barred. They got turned into the FBI. They got turned into YouTube, all 5 of those people. So be careful. Be careful on who you make moderators. Because moderators is supposed to help you all out, not work against you. And I kept my emails. And, well, the FBI has them now. You know how the process takes. It takes a while, to go through the legal system. Also, you new YouTube channels that you will have 5-0 or police on your channel. They won't let you know who they are. because 50 is on people's YouTube channel looking for certain people. Maybe computer hackers or sex traffickers, bank robbers, or people that's on the run. That's what they doing. Plus, they also look for scammers where they won't scam us old people. And I'm just letting you know. There is good cops out there. There is bad cops, but the good ones outrules the bad ones. And you people maybe do a live stream of a police pursuit or a fight or something. Give them their space. They'll get up in the face like some of those other people does in their YouTube channel and get arrested. And I'm trying to help you out. People, don't buy an LG ThinQ electric stove. You're going to have problems with it. And we got this first stove around December the 12th or 13th of 2024 from Home Depot. And but they did give me a bunch of phone numbers. But I did tell Federal Trade Commission, the BBB, and the local TV troubleshooter. Then I put the reference number and the model number. Some of your people has called LG about the problem. And that's how come I'm letting you know any problems I'm having. I let you all know. Maybe I can save you from going through what I'm going through on a kitchen stove. And I showed you that new rotary tiller that I got about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks tomorrow, I think. Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. I had to look at the date on my paperwork. And thanks, I've been putting it on YouTube, went to the website. This lady called, I think, from California, I guess Friday, and told me what to do to disable it where it won't run. Fill the gas tank up with dirt and this and that. It's mine to do what I want. Take it to a recycle place or sell it for junk or sell it for parts, like that. But I want to show you when I put the dirt in, I wait till I get it pretty well full and show you when me packing the dirt down in the gas tank to show you that more to protect myself and have a paper trail. Then I have to slide the wheels in where they roll freely and take it and put it back in my shed and store it out of the weather. And I got to send those people with PULSAR Legion Force, I got to send them 3 pictures. Well, I got 2 pictures already. But every time I try to go out, it starts raining, and I don't want to get my cell phone wet and get damaged. And, at least I have the video of it. And I want to bring that up on the screen, people. See, Sherry is one of my moderators, a #1 moderator. Just like I think 709 is #1. And Joanne, you see her in here. Those trolls, or whatever you want to call them, a-holes, they put Joanne and Sherry in timeout. I went off that night. I went crazy enough I could, watch when I say it'd be terrorized, threatened. And, but I was on the cell phone. I couldn't do nothing. And I don't put up with no bull crap. As you all that have watched my YouTube channel, the girls in 709, I leave them to put time out. Usually 86 seconds up to 24 hours, or bar you from my YouTube channel. And if I bar you, it ain't going to be no 86 seconds. It'd be 5 minutes or more. And if you do it again, then it'd be 24 hours. Then if you do it the 3rd time, you'd be barred. And they pushed the right button that night, people. Every YouTube channel has trolls. They're there not to help you. They're there to hurt you. And I don't go for that. Especially a 13-year-old kid. I did file a complaint with YouTube on it and gave him all the names that he used. I said, if you want to kick him off of YouTube, I leave it up to you. Because YouTube can go back in the comments. And I don't go for horseplay. No cussing, no fighting, none of that crap. I don't go for. I know other YouTube channels let you get by at bloody murder. But here, you're not going to get by with it. I'm not going to allow it. And I got emails from people that when I put my emails up, I get emails thanking me for the way I run my YouTube channel. Not letting this and that happen. And when those idiots they got me upset. That's how come I talk about my heart attacks, high blood pressure. Not supposed to get upset. Put it that way. I took 2 nitro pills that night, made a trip to the ER. Everything was okay. My blood pressure was up. And I'm not going to put up with crap. I expect my moderators not to put up with bull crap. And I don't want you to put anybody down. But I leave it up to my moderators. And I got some mean moderators. And some things they'll let you slide. Like, that's one thing. Let me bring that up and show you. Yeah, they kicked people off of my channel that I didn't give them permission. This one lady said, God loves you. Bam, she got kicked off. I sent them an email and I told them, unless I give you the thumbs down, and they came back and told me, I don't give a blankety blank what you want. Oh, that, people, that PO me off. They've been barred. And like I said, I've been threatened by those idiots, which is all the same people. The FBI had the emails. They got the screenshots from YouTube. Plus computer hacker. The FBI's looking for computer hackers. And they kicked this one person off. Well, they're back on now. That worked for the FBI. Or the husband works, or the wife works. I'm not going to say which. And they're in trouble. And I don't want you to ask to be a moderator. I got enough moderators. I got one that maybe been on here once since I've been on here over a year. And Jessica R.A. Rice something. She's a moderator, but she's a number 2 moderator. I'm a moderator on her YouTube channel. She's like a daughter. She got some medical problems. I think she got some brain problems or a tumor in her brain or something. But you have to watch her YouTube channel because she talks about it. She does drink a little alcohol sometimes. And it's not rated PG. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. And I will protect her when I'm on her YouTube channel. If I don't like what somebody says, I'm going to put you in timeout for 86 seconds. Let's see. Yeah. That's over 2 minutes and a half. Something like that. And I want to thank you all, but I had problems with Bob Joyce tonight on my computer. Then my cell phone was acting up. And we finally got Bob Joyce to come on. It's just one of these days, people. And at the end of the video, after Bob Joyce went off, I came in the kitchen. I show you my flooded yard. And show you I'm not lying to you. That's how come I'm asking for your help. I live in Indiana between the 19 and the 27-mile marker of I-65 in Indiana. I'm not an engineer. And the people I've talked to, there was no flooding until they put I-65 in the 60s. I don't know when in the 60s, So I'm just letting you know. Because you all engineers, you know the right people to talk to. I'm on a fixed income. I don't have the money for a lawyer, stuff like that to fight it. Maybe 5 truckloads of dirt. But here's the problem with it. I don't have a tractor with a bucket on it. That's the problem. I don't have the money to go to Salisbury, Indiana and buy me a Kubota tractor with a bucket and a backhoe on it. That's one thing I don't have. And I would need that to spread the dirt out. That's just some ideas I'm passing around. It'd be nice if I could hit the lotto. But God saved me for a certain reason. Would I change if I hit the lotto? Well, I have a better computer. I have a desktop computer, a big screen TV for a monitor, and I have a few games on there that I can play. Build onto my house, put a garage on it where I can keep my car inside the garage. Maybe buy the west side property and start filling that in with dirt after cutting all those little trees down. I got some little ones, maybe 2 inches in diameter, that I've been cutting little tree limbs or taking the snips and snipping them close to the ground. Try to keep everything small. And I want to thank you all for being on here and subscribing to my channel. And just for being here when I need somebody to talk to. I can talk to my kitty cats, but they can't talk human back to me. And by having you all here on my YouTube channel, I got somebody to talk to and tell you the problems I'm having with the kitchen stove or the new rotary tiller, this and that, where I try to inform you all to help you all out where you won't make the mistake. And like I say, you can watch the video I uploaded of the flood around 8, 9 o'clock this morning. Or you can watch the end of Bob Joyce. You can see my yard flooded. And there's other videos that I've done that the creek was flooded. And it was way up in my yard, maybe 5 to 6 feet. And, I'm trying to give you all ideas out there. I know money's tight. I know there's some rich people out here, which I'm not going to mention who they are because I made a promise I would never say who they are. Yep, that creek does get very low in the summertime. It gets dry sometimes. And when it rains, if it rains for 24 hours, maybe 2 days, I got a heck of a flood in the creek. Water's coming out of my septic tank. The backyard is flooded. You need a rowboat to get out. And, I try to keep everybody updated. Try to teach you. Your people, even if you got a cell phone, record when you're out. Protect yourself. When you're driving, you can videotape it. Protect yourself and your family. Unless you got a dash cam that can record. Record when a police officer pulls you over to protect yourself and your family. That way it keeps everything legal and like that. So people, it's 11:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where I'm at. I've been on here an hour and 12 minutes. So I want to thank you all for the great people you are here on YouTube. No matter if you haven't subscribed, you just come up here and watch. I want to thank you all because God will reward you. God has not given up on you all. You might give up on God. As I've said in all my videos, you got Jesus and you got God. And you on the planet, you got billions of people. I said probably over 100 billions of people. And them people is praying to Jesus and God. That many billions of people, it's going to take a little while for Jesus and God to get back to you. Don't you give up on Jesus and God. How much she right? I didn't ask her to say that, people. So I want to say goodbye. I'll catch you later. Will I be on here tomorrow night? It's a 50-50 chance. I might do a live video of me putting dirt in my gas tank. Like I said, it's about a gallon gas tank. It'll take me a while to fill it up with dirt. When I get close to the top, then I would do live, showing you where I'm tapping the dirt down. And I have, it on video. I think Sherry, she don't have to, she done that before she came a moderator. She's not doing it because I made her a moderator. She does that because she cares and she believes in God. And so does 309, 709. Sorry about that. You people are computer smart. I know you can hit the escape on your computer to get out of program. But I got a problem with McPhee. Keeps popping up every once in a while. I can't exit out. I don't have McPhee on my computer, but it keeps popping up. And if any of you people knows how I can keep it from popping up, send it to my email, tcartwright54@gmail.com. Right now, it's up on my screen. We got no X, McPhee Total Protection, keep your PC, I got an antivirus protection. Why I want that McPhee? I can't exit out. So if any of your people can tell me where to go, I got Windows 11. And if any of you can tell me how to do it in the email. And make sure you in your thing or whatever you do, the McPhee problem. And I told you I'm not that smart. That take me step by step how to get it off out of my computer. I've checked, I reformatted or defrag or whatever you want to call it, defrag. I've checked in everything. I can't figure out where to go, so I want to thank you all very much, and I'll see you again. Goodbye.